Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit before we started recording and how you're looking to create more space in your days. What does that mean?
Hmm. So I often find that like throughout my life, I've always been in like this like masculine like productivity energy of just like I wake up at this time. I'm very disciplined. I don't have an issue with that. I wake up at a time, I do my morning routine, and like especially when I used to start at my other job, I started at 7:30 a.m. And so I would wake up at like 4:45 because people think I'm weird, but my morning routine is so important to me. But it turned into this like experience of like I'd wake up, I'd make my coffee, I'd read my book, and then I'd meditate, and it was like so regimented. And so I just never liked that. First off, I never liked this rushing, and just I don't feel in a good frequency, which I think is another huge thing, which is a whole tangent in itself. And so I want to continue to build a life where I have the space in my day to just, as cliche as it is, just be. So say I'm walking down the street and I see this road, I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. And I have the freedom to go down there and just, I guess, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out and navigate how to express what I mean by like provide more space in my day, but I just mean like moments of just being, of just not doing anything, of just sitting and drinking my coffee, and I don't need to be reading or on my phone or like learning something new. I find that productivity is very praised in our society, whereas I really believe that rest is productive as well. And so I guess maybe that's more what I mean about space, and rest can be many different things.
How do you see rest?
For me, rest is, for myself, it's going to be different. I
Mhm.
think for everyone, for me, it's going to a cafe and reading a book and having a coffee or having a bath. I love having baths. Or like just being in nature or meditating. Those to me are rest, which I also use, I could say are synergistic with like filling up my cup.
Hmm. And what do you
Yeah.
mean by that term, filling up your cup? What does that mean?
Um, you can never pour from an empty cup. And so doing these things that fulfill us, that light us up, that make us feel just that feeling that you can't put into words are so important, and trying to implement those practices throughout our day I think is super valuable. And oftentimes I know for myself I struggle with this of like, oh, I feel obliged to do XYZ, or someone texts me and they want to hang out, and I know that I really just want to be alone. And this comes more to like, once you know more about yourself and get curious about yourself, you kind of, like you said, when that man asked you to go to the opium cafe or whatever, like
Hmm.
what that means. And so um, I lost where I was going with that.
We were talking about rest and what rest
Yeah,
means to you, and then in the perspective of not rest, but filling your cup. What filling your cup
filling
means.
your cup. Sorry, Josh.
No,
This
that's fine.
heat also
I
too, like
I
it's
was
so
just
hot. I
gonna
have the
say,
light on. Yeah, I this is the only time I've had my fan off all day.
I was honestly just gonna say, like, I'm normally pretty quick on my toes, but I am. It's like 85 degrees here.
Okay.
Like, I guess I'm Fahrenheit, so it's.
Yeah.
I think it's 45 degrees, 50 degrees
Wow.
outside. It is
Okay.
really hot.
Yeah, I'm glad, I'm glad we're on the same page. And you seem to have a light as well, a ring light or something that just
Yeah.
adds to the noise. Yeah, I just really think it's valuable. I always think that things should be additive in your life. Your relationships should be additive. They shouldn't be pouring into your cup. A relationship shouldn't bring you happiness. They should add happiness to your life. So I think that doing these things you are doing yourself for yourself that bring you happiness are so important, so that when these other external elements or relationships, whatever it may be, experiences do come into your life, they're an overflow, an excess of filling, like, of water in your cup. Do you know what I mean? And you're willing to then provide resources to other people when you have an excess of this energy or water, whatever you want to call it.